Seeing a spike in divorces, I look into the lowdown on love lives for the... What do we want? How do we get it? I meet Love Island's Ken to unlock online dating and reveal how to have fun and meet new people without worrying about the one. My single life starts...
Single in their 50s, Carol Vorderman is sharing the lessons that she learned from her own relationships. She's here at 9 o'clock. Ghosting or chirpsing? Well, Carol Vorderman's here telling me what those dating terms mean and how she feels about being single in her 50s. We'll be looking at the realities of being single if you're over 50.
Find we're single. So now we're trying to think about what it is that we want for ourselves as a generation. And that is what this series is all about. Different things when they get to their 50s. And that's fine. And that's something to celebrate.
I think nobody expects anything from you.
I've always enjoyed that. And I say, if that's what
The younger men, because that's what they like.
I say, you're joking, I've got some.
I'm not afraid for any...
Hello, my name's Carol.
Their hair.
Yeah.
And they're like, what are you doing? I was like, oh, it's nice hair. If you're going for a bad boy, I don't know if you like
But you're not a bad boy.
Do you?
I'm here to tell you that my 50s have been the best decade of my life so far. Find out what makes you happy. And secondly, do more of it.
Love that. Carol joins me now. What an amazing bunch of strong, intelligent,
Absolutely.
Interesting women.
I know.
Yeah.
And that is the message. I mean, you know, because we're the same age, that I was on my 18th birthday, my mum sat me down and she said, Carol, it's about time you settled down and got married. Sue down the road, you know Sue down the road? Yes, mum, she's on the shelf. You know how old she is? 26.
Oh, things have changed. Thank the Lord.
Yeah, but we were brought up with those messages, weren't we? And then all through our generation, we've done it so that we can have more freedoms and so our children will have more freedoms, like Rosie, like my case.
Sure.
So, for instance, when I went to university, I wanted to be a fighter pilot. I couldn't because I was a girl. You couldn't join up as a girl. You couldn't do this because you were a woman. You couldn't go and work, you know, on oil rigs because you were a woman. You couldn't do this, couldn't go do that. 39 wore a short dress to the BAFTAs.
I remember.
Ridiculous, like, barriers that society has set. So now there's a whole pile of us who are single in our 50s for whatever reason. Some have, you know, chosen to be that way. Some have been married, divorced. Yeah. You know my husband, Paddy.
Sure.
And we had 10 extremely happy years, and then it suddenly wasn't happy. I regard that as a successful time in my life. Yeah. Successful chapter.
Two gorgeous kids.
Some by choice, some not by their own choice, and what they've done to make the most of their lives, because it's about our lives.
Yeah.
And
it's not just about finding someone
It's not
else.
just about finding it. So I do have a laugh with Ken, because he's rubbish at chatting girls. So rubbish. So we try and give each other chat-up lines. This is my choice. So, yes, some people do want to find the next Mr. Right and settle down and get married. That's fine. But we don't all want that.
No, not at all. To be honest, I wouldn't know where to start. This is why it's so fascinating to see.
Well, it's been interesting talking to everybody. So some women do want that. Some would like to find one person, but they don't want to live with them again.
Right.
Bearing in mind that our generation generally did the looking after. So some women might want 3 or 4 on the go at the same time.
Oh, no, that's too exhausting. No.
Some might not want anybody.
I know. And then what about the younger man thing? Because you dated younger men.
Yes.
Is that empowering? Is that a good thing? Does it work? I mean, are they keepers?
Well, yeah, but we're not all looking for keepers.
That's true.
That
That's
is
true.
the point,
Yep.
really. I think some are. I'm not. Surprise, surprise, at all. I mean, I can't think of anything worse at the moment, to be perfectly honest. I have had the best summer of my life. I've had the best week of my entire life was in July. It was spiritually and emotionally that happened. I never dreamt that I'd be in Westminster Abbey in uniform with these incredible people who I have the greatest respect for. And you realise you're a tiny, tiny, tiny part of something much bigger. And so all of those fantastic emotions, you know, working with the air cadets and so on. And then the massive air show and partying and, so, you know, having a Winnebago at the end of the runway and all of that, which was wonderful.
Amazing.
And I just... it's a sort of message that the women that I talked to on this little series are saying. There's one wonderful woman, a Scottish woman, who's a nurse, very briefly.
She's much looking forward to this. It's going to be starting tomorrow. Trivial note, love the hair.
Yeah, I think I've gone back to my roots.
No, it's really good. It's really good. Sometimes I think that signals a change in many ways. It's a good thing.
Does.
Oh, right. Watch this space. Miss Carol, thank you very much. Thank you. And